All right, so this is it. This is the new house, and we chose the house in the Asti area. So now we're gonna just do a quick house tour and show you everything inside. And just to let you know, this is a project house, so there's a whole lot of work that needs to be done, which is what we're doing here today. We came to just do an initial cleaning. We don't even have the lights on yet. We have no water, we have no gas, nothing like that. So we're here just to do like an initial clean. We'll show you guys what it looks like, and maybe talk a little bit about why we chose this house instead of all the other ones. So we bought the Asti house. Probably from the intro, you can see the outside, and we do want to show you the inside of the house. We will put a timestamp somewhere in the video right about now if you want to just skip ahead and just look at the house from the inside. You can see a little bit of it in our previous video, our previous house hunting video, but we just went around and did a little more of a detailed tour. If you want to just look at that and you don't care about the experience or learn anything about that, you can skip to that section now. But for now, we're going to just talk about our experience buying the house, what we learned, things that happened. And my major caveat is, number one, this is just our experience. Right? If you're interested in buying a home in Italy and you want to do it, do your research, get a lawyer, do whatever you got to do. This is just our experience, so that maybe you can learn something from us and hopefully avoid some of the issues that we had, or at least prepare better than we did, just because we didn't know. I wrote a couple of notes. I have some notes here. The first thing that you need if you're going to buy a house in Italy, regardless of where you live, it doesn't matter at all if you are Italian or Russian or Australian or American, you need a codice fiscale. A codice fiscale is like a tax ID. Is that about right?
Yes. Yes, it's like a tax ID.
So you need that before you can do any business in Italy at all. So one of the things I learned about the codice fiscale is if you're a foreigner, you can get a codice fiscale before you even come into the country. I didn't do that. So here's what I learned. We started looking for houses right away. We knew I needed that to buy a house here. And we thought, okay, we'll just go to, what is it?
Agenzia delle Entrate.
So like a entrance agency. You have to go to like the entrance agency to get your codice fiscale. And we thought it's just easy. And again, according to our research online, you should just be able to go and get a codice fiscale. It allows you to do any kind of business in Italy, and you can do that as a foreigner, no problem. But when I went to go get mine, it was about 2 weeks after I got here. We went to the entrance agency, and they said no. First, they ask you why. You want to do business, you want to open up a restaurant, or you want to buy a house. So we told them we want to buy a house. And they said, oh no, you need a residency before you can buy a house. Or when you first get into the country, you have 8 days to get your codice fiscale and basically declare your residency in Italy, which we were not aware of. And we kind of argued with them a little bit. We asked for the director. We were like, no, we looked online. It says that I should just be able to get one. You know, just if I want to do business, open a bank account, it shouldn't matter. And they said, no, you have to, you guys were here longer than 8 days and you didn't say that you were going to be here. We were a little bit frustrated. So we did a little bit more online research. And then what's funny is the best advice that we got online was go try a different agency. And that's what we did, and we had zero problems with the next agency. If you're planning on buying a home in Italy, get your codice fiscale if you can before you come to the country. If you don't, or if you plan on coming here and you want to get it physically, as soon as you land, the next day or the same day if you can, go to the entrance agency and ask for a codice fiscale within your first 8 days of entering the country. Another piece of advice that I want to give is that whatever the sticker price is for the house, at minimum add about 10,000 euros to that, because there's taxes you have to pay your real estate agent. Here pretty much the buyer pays for everything. The taxes, I had to pay what's called a notaio to write everything up. You potentially might have to pay for a translator. Whatever price you see, at the bare minimum, add 10,000 euros. Another thing that you should think about is that it's gonna take a lot longer than you think. So end of June is when we first looked at the house, and then we put some money down to secure the house to make sure, okay, nobody else, it's basically off the market. We went under contract. That was in July. And it's now October. I got the keys to the house on October 7th. So from the time I put down several thousand euros to make sure that this house is mine and they don't sell it to anybody else, it basically took us 3 months from the time we went under contract to the time we got the house. And we had 99% of our stuff in order. I had my codice fiscale, I had the cash in hand, and it just took time. So that leads me to my next point. One of the reasons why it took a little longer is that your money situation, you need to have that figured out. What I mean by that is about transferring your money. If you don't already have a European bank account, that's something that you want to look into as soon as possible. Because when I got here, I just thought, oh, I'll just pay for the house. I have the money in cash in my American bank account. But you need to basically have you need to have the euros and some other account in your name that you can pay. That took some time for me to figure out how to transfer the money. And it's not simple because you can just have your bank wire a bunch of money to an Italian bank. But to get an Italian bank account, again, you can do it as a foreigner, but they charge higher fees to have an Italian bank account. What I did, because I'm married to an Italian, is I asked if I could transfer the money to her into her bank account because she already has one. And even that, I had to go through a huge process because they want to make sure that you're not laundering money, basically. And this was all to minimize cost, because in order to wire money and to transfer money in from dollars to euros, all of that you get charged for. And the more money you transfer, the higher the fees are. So I had to do some research to figure out ways to how to transfer the money and get charged minimal fees. And if anybody's interested, you can put in the comments if you want to know who I went with and how I did all that. That can be another video. But basically, it took me a while to kind of figure out a good transfer method that didn't cost me a ton of money, literally just to transfer my money from my bank account to her bank account. And then when I found a company that would do it for a decent amount, that didn't charge me a whole lot, I still had to go through a huge process to make sure they had to vet me basically to make sure I'm not laundering money to her. So we did all that, we got all that figured out. So make sure you get your money situation kind of figured out beforehand, or things could take even longer. One thing that made our situation take even longer is that in August, I think I said this in another video, but almost all of Italy just shuts down. They have something called Ferragosto, no? Yeah, they have something called Ferragosto, and it's like all of Italy goes on vacation. And they told us up front in early July when we were saying, yeah, we're going to be ready, we'll have the money around August. They're like, okay, well, nothing's going to happen in August. So minimum, they said 30 September, we could possibly buy the house. I recommend not trying to buy a house in around the August timeframe. Now, obviously, circumstances may not allow for you to change your time frame, which was the case for us. August and Christmas time. Try not to buy a house in August and Christmas time unless you're not under a time crunch and you don't care, because August, you pretty much lose that month, and then December, you're gonna lose most of December as well. People just aren't gonna be doing business. So that lost us about a month. So another thing that we experienced is just set your expectations for the real estate agent. Now, the real estate agent that we used for this specific house was amazing. We had several different real estate agents, of course, to show us the house. They were all representing these different houses. Some were better than others. The one that we went through to sold us this house was awesome, but we dealt with other real estate agents that were rude. Some literally just didn't show up. Like, we made an appointment with them a couple weeks in advance, and we showed up at the place and nobody was there, and they're like, oh, we don't know what's going on. We had real estate agents that we would even look at a house that we liked it, we were interested in, and they wouldn't contact us back. We had at least 2 or 3 real estate agents in this whole process out of the 8 houses that we looked at that were really flaky. Just set your expectations. Things may not be like they are in the US, where you have this efficient, people contact you right away, they give you great customer service. It may not be that way. So just set your expectations. And really, you're just gonna have to deal with it, right? Don't let it discourage you. Don't let it frustrate you. Just roll with it. If people just aren't contacting you, then just let it go. A couple of other just last minute things that I want to add is there are certain things that we didn't know at the very end. We were supposed to close on the house sometime in September, and things took about 3 weeks longer than we expected, just because of some bureaucracy that I'm not going to go into now. Again, if people want to know more, we can share that. But one, always ask question. Always ask lots and lots of questions. Think as many questions as you can and ask, because we were ready to go by August and they told us, no, we're not going to be open during August. And we basically had all of August and most of September where nothing was happening. And then right at the last minute, we were told, oh, this, all these things that we needed or we weren't aware of. We thought we were good to go. And it ended up costing us about another 3 weeks before we could actually buy the house. So ask as many questions as you can. Always follow up. The ball gets dropped here a lot. It's one of the things I've noticed. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just saying, sometimes you just have to follow up and people will literally say, oh yeah, I forgot. You're right. Here, I'll take care of it right now. Things could have been done days or even weeks beforehand. And if you don't follow up, sometimes it will take weeks or even months. Just always follow up if you're not sure. And then the other thing, I think I said it in the very beginning, is do your research. Go online, Google, use ChatGPT, ask people, You watch videos on YouTube like this one. Combine all your research. Don't just use one resource because the rules change here is what I've learned. One, the rules change, but also there could be an actual static rule, but depending on the person and the region and the day and whether the sun is out or not, the rules can change. So do as much research as you can beforehand so that you know the rules. And even if you know the rules and you're 100% right, you could still be told no, and that's fine, but just be ready to go to another place or another agency and give them your knowledge.
So if you need some another information, another contacts, we can provide. Ask us, write on comments. We can show more specifically how to ask Codice Fiscale, what is this Agenzia delle Entrate. Maybe we can explain more deeply how to do bank account. So comment, and if you need more information, we can provide it.
There's a whole lot more, but those are just some of the major issues that we had. And I say issues, it was just a learning experience for us. So we just wanted to give you a little bit of our experience. Again, this is specific to us. It doesn't mean that every American's going to have the same situation, or if you're from Europe, you're going to have this situation, or even if you're from Italy, every person's situation is going to be different. But these are just some things that we learned that you might want to be prepared for if you're looking to buy a house in Italy. Ultimately, if you can afford it, get a lawyer, get somebody that will represent you, because they know a lot more than we do. If you can't afford it, though, like we can't, we don't have infinite money. These are just some things that hopefully you can look into that will help you navigate a little bit smoother than we did. So thanks for joining us on this house hunting journey. We're really happy with what we got. We have a whole lot of work to do on this house, but we will be making videos of keeping you up to date on how things are going. Hopefully once this house is perfect and beautiful, we will also show that. While we're out here, I guess we can talk about why we chose this house. So we picked this house because one, location. It's about an hour outside of Turin, so it's not too far, but it's also not too close. Another was the price. It was one of the better priced houses out of all the houses that we looked at. And again, we showed, I think in the previous video, we showed 5, but we looked at 8. They were all roughly similar in price, but some were a little more expensive, but they needed more work. Like this house definitely needs a lot of work, but some houses were either the same price and needed more work, or they were more expensive and also needed more work. Another reason we got this house, the view. So yeah, another reason is the view, right? This one has the best view of all the houses. But another reason why we bought the house is size. It's not the biggest house that we looked at, but it's not the smallest. So we really like the flat in Coazze. That one had a good price, but it was a smaller place. Yeah, the view was nice, but it wasn't as big. So we wanted something maybe a little bit bigger. So this one, size-wise, was also bigger with a decent price as well.
All other houses where we were was more hidden, no?
Hidden, yeah.
Hidden.
Further out.
Yeah, here you have bus. If you want to go to near City Asti, here you have a post office, bank, restaurant. So in this village we have also a supermarket.
So the primary reasons were cost, location, size, amount of work that we had to put in. Yeah, I think those were the main things. We're just excited. So we'll continue the tour now.
Yes.
So that's the house. So we will definitely be doing video updates of our work on the house and what we're doing. Today is just a clean day. Lots of work to do, but we're excited. We'll bring you guys along the ride as we fix it up and make it beautiful.